I know some of y'all are confused when I speak on black topics, but let me just say, everything is coming from experience. I have been to the suburbs. I've seen black folks with 3-story houses, Lexus parked outside, credit score of 800. They dress good, classy, smell good, speak eloquently. They have decorum, they have class. It makes me shed a damn tear, okay? It's an inspiration. These people built themselves from the ground up. They didn't have everything handed to them on a platter. They started off poor. They started off in the hood, just like you and me. But they didn't use an excuse. They didn't call themselves a victim and expect everybody to wipe their ass. They weren't racist towards whites and Hispanics and expected to be superior to everyone else. These people are humble, which is why they have so much success, why they're living comfortably, which is why I will never have sympathy or understanding for all these YNs who blame the system for their struggle. Nobody told you to rob the liquor store, Jamal. Get your ass to college. Be an example, not a statistic. And if you still can't understand what I'm saying, then that means you're the problem. I know black, I Dominican. Y'all are so quick to make fun of the people who say that, yet you're the most racist towards them. Why the hell would they want to claim you? Also, our culture is very different. I'm Puerto Rican, but it's literally similar to Dominicans. We grew up not talking about race, not caring about it, because we come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. We even have Asian Puerto Ricans, okay? Some of y'all cannot comprehend it because you're so used to the American lifestyle and standards, but you're gonna have to expand your mind a little bit when it comes to other cultures. On top of that, I didn't forget y'all calling ICE on Hispanics, yet there are the ones that were protesting alongside you guys during BLM. You see how that works? You see the hypocrisy? Y'all are evil and sick. My parents, grandparents, and family after that were all born and raised in Puerto Rico. They have never claimed to be American, and they aren't. So you shouldn't expect them to adhere to whatever the fuck you guys are talking about. If you ask my grandma, are you black or white? She's gonna look at you and say, I'm Puerto Rican. It's really not a big deal, guys. I'm really glad that I touched a lot of nerves when it came to the Hispanic topic because it's straight facts. And I'm glad that other Latinos are speaking up about it too. We don't have to claim we don't have to claim you. If a Dominican comes to America, he doesn't have to choose whether or not he's black or white. Even if he looks black or looks white, that's just the way he looks. Respect what he believes. Y'all are so quick to respect people's pronouns, right? Respect people's culture. But y'all don't want to do that. You want us to claim you so bad. Why? Then y'all are in the comment section talking about how much you don't care. Black excellence. What black excellence? Only reason y'all are focused on the Latino community is because the black community is so fucked up, there's no way to fix it. For the Latinos out here kissing their ass, literally go ahead. If you want their approval so bad, just go rob a liquor store. Because I can guarantee 100% that the black conservatives, Republicans, and the ones that actually have jobs and are successful aren't the ones in the comment section worried about other people's race. Also, you can't force us to choose a side. I don't care if I look black to anybody. It doesn't bother me. I'm not going to get offended over that. But to those who have asked me, I tell them straight up, I'm Puerto Rican. Don't try to correct me. I know where the fuck I come from. It's quite funny how some people in the black community are so quick to blame the government and white people for all their issues, yet when there's benefits and assistance, they're like, gimme, 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 gimme. Food stamps, wigs, Section 8 housing, oh yeah, give me all that. I've literally had people laugh in my face saying, yeah, we're using your taxes. And now since Trump stepped in, because he has the black fatigue too, they're boohoo crying, talking about he's racist, he's evil. No, y'all are evil because there's people who actually need those benefits and y'all are taking their opportunities. Go get a job. McDonald's is always hiring. Get off your ass. If you can afford Lululemon and have a Hellcat parked outside, yet you're living in Section 8, you can afford to get your fat ass up and go work. And then y'all sit here and wonder why we have black fatigue. I'm black myself and I received 0 government assistance because we don't need it. And we're not even qualified. We're overqualified, let's say that. It's just ridiculous overall. You know you're the problem when not even the Africans, and I'm talking Africans from the motherland, don't claim you. Throughout my 24 years of living, I have met so many Africans, specifically Nigerians, and I've had the most amazing experiences with these people. They have so much class, decorum, and money. Every Nigerian I met has a freaking ton of money. But whenever it came to black topics, yeah, no. Y'all are a non-factor to them. Sorry, not sorry. And y'all cannot sit here and be like, oh, we don't care. You should care. These people come straight from the motherland. Y'all weren't even born there, but claim Africa so bad. This is a perfect time for reflection and just take a look at your own community. It's not something to be proud of. When white folks don't want to be around you, you claim it's racism. But when it's your own people, your own blood, that's very concerning. But of course, y'all claim to not give so y'all don't even care about your own kids. So no surprise there. To the Black community that continues to blame the government for all their issues, I want you guys to understand that these people took a step back a long time ago. Yes, I will admit to you guys, they were involved in some sketchy in the 1960s. They wanted to break up Black families and cause a divide. That is completely understandable, and it's bull. I'm against it. Our government has been trying to terrorize not only the Black folks, but literally any and every citizen here. But that was 70 years ago. It's 2025. DEI is real. You guys have so many things handed to you now. There is no excuse to play victim. The government removed their hands because they see you guys self-destructing. The Black community's biggest issue is Black people. Actually, scratch that, because it's not every Black person. It's
I could have sworn we were past this, at least at this moment in time, at this current juncture, and everything that is going on in the United States. Pretty much, even I myself, I haven't mentioned or stated anything to the recent times dealing with Africans, dealing with Hispanics, and, you know, those out there in a sense, right? I haven't had to make a lot of rebuttals, or maybe I might have skipped over some, right? But here we are again, right after everything that is taking place currently in the United States with all of the stories. We got the Jimmy Kimmels, we got the Stephen Colberts, we got the other celebrities coming directly out here. We got Trump, we got the Republicans, we got the Democrats, we got all of these, you know, potential wars. Trump is going to, he had nice talks with the president of China, and they're probably going to meet up and have some conversation. Like we got so many things going on out here that we had to come back to this. I thought we fully understood, you know, certain things. I thought we knew how to leave well enough alone. I thought we knew exactly how to do that. But as I've stated before, and if you did not get the drift, and I want to also specify that in the tail end of the video, she went with the heavy ER. She went directly there. Remember, she said, I'm no Black, I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican. That's what she specifically stated. And I went through a lot of her content, right? And I noticed that, you know, you saw the conservative stuff directly up there, but it really, in a sense, wasn't catching a lot, right? The most views that she got directly up there was about like 32K, 35K. That's a little bit crazy. I got, you know, a channel or two that has more than that in just subscribers, right? Not even dealing with the video views, but just in subscribers. And looking at the other content, I'm like, yeah, you started getting the influx when you started talking about Black folks. And this is how it normally goes. Because when people are out there just talking about their own stuff and their own opinions and all this other type of stuff, it really ain't moving nowhere. People, in a sense, really don't care. You might get a hit or two somewhere in there, but the moment in time that you really start talking about Black Americans, this is now, oh, we gotta start subscribing. We gotta start looking at the videos. We gotta start sharing this. We gotta start. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. And da 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 da. You're saying the same stuff that everybody else says. It's tiring. It's boring. It's like y'all not saying nothing. Y'all all say the exact. It's like y'all have a pre-written script. Y'all can't come up with anything new. And like I said, these same groups, they can't give you 1,000 great things about Black Americans, but they can list you 1,000,000 negative things about Black Americans. See how that works? Because like I said before, when you look and you boil down all of her videos, everything is negative. Did I hear her basically talk about some Black folks directly in the suburbs? Yeah, that's cool. That's great. You don't have to be, you know, going to suburbs and see Black folks with a nice house. Like I said before, that narrative is tiring. Born and raised in Detroit, you have middle class areas with very nice houses, people driving nice cars. You got doctors there, you got teachers there, you got lawyers there, you got business owners and all this other type of stuff. Like, this type of stuff is corny to me. It's 1,000% corny, and it gets even cornier when you have somebody such as her that is nowhere near Black American, but she wants to talk about Black Americans. How does that even work? Why don't you talk about your own people? You're a Republican, you're a conservative. How about talking about the fact that a lot of y'all voted against your own people? How about talking about the fact, again, as I stated directly from one of the books that I have that talked about the Cubans migrating, the first 1, 2, and 3 waves of the Cubans migrating directly over. Why don't you talk about how it is that those Cubans got handouts from the United States government? Because it's crazy to me that people always want to make this talking point about, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. So she said that in a variety of ways. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, stop, living off of government assistance, welfare, and all of these things. Again, like I said before, the first 2 people ever on government assistance and welfare, one was a white woman and the other one was a white man. It's crazy to me that people keep spinning and doing this and that with the narrative as if this was solely created for Black Americans, and Black Americans are the most exorbitant. We're just on 100% of everything dealing with government assistance and all this other type of stuff. None of us have jobs. We're just out there with no educations. We're not creating businesses. We're not doing good or great things. We're not inventing it. Like, the narrative that they have out there is so tiring. So tiring. And then it got worse when she was like, yeah, I met a lot of great Africans, especially the Nigerians. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go. I'm like, it's over. It's like it was already cooked to begin with. Now it's ultra cooked. Now it is ultra. As soon as she said, with the mentality and the way that she talks, that she met up with Nigerians, I already knew they were just having a party. They were having a good old time because they both see Black Americans the exact same way. They both see Black Americans the exact same way. And I done covered this a variety of times. But anyways, getting back to the whole thing of the first waves of the Cubans, because she wanted to talk about how proud she is and how other people, we need to respect this and that. The first 1 to 2 waves of the Cubans that came directly over here were light. The first wave was basically white. The other wave that came over was light. The third wave that came over was dark. The first 2 waves were completely fine and dandy. They mixed and mingled and all this other type of stuff. When that third wave came, all the Cubans were like, oh, what are you doing here? You're not like us. They thought they was Kendrick back then. It was like, you're not like us. You need to go back. This is not for you. This is for us, the white Cubans, the ones who actually fit in, right? The ones who have this skin color, not you, right? She don't want to talk about that. She don't want to talk about how the United States government had about 50-something storefronts and with Cubans. It didn't matter if it was armaments. It doesn't matter if it was tailors. It doesn't matter if it was markets, businesses. It don't matter what it is. The government facilitated all of those things for those Cubans. They even got hotel vouchers. The Cubans were able to go to and from black beaches and white beaches. They didn't have to deal with segregation. They were able to go to white schools. They didn't have to think or even worry about drinking from a colored water fountain. They didn't even know what that is because automatically they were white. So, like I said, it's crazy to me to hear her talk like this when we got books out here detailing this. It's crazy to hear her talking about this where I got Hispanic elders talking about segregation and everything that took place during the times, especially of the civil rights, and how black people were deemed and treated, and how some of the elders, when they were growing up, when they were younger, they didn't even know what a colored water fountain was. Color me surprised. But again, I'm not surprised because they're automatically white. They identify as white. And I've gone over this a variety of times throughout the 2 to 3 years of covering this whenever people like this want to roll up to the scene and start talking about black Americans. Like I said, this is 1000% some crazy work. And again, I thought we were technically moved past this just a little bit enough where everybody could just breathe. But I guess not. You got to have somebody stupid enough to pull up to the scene to try to really rekindle something because they want to try to be a spokesperson. They want to be, they want to try to be a talking representative directly out here. Like I said, for anybody out there who's listening to me right now that is Hispanic or whatnot or whatever, she and many others are the main reasons why your families are being deported, while ICE is coming to look directly for y'all, closing up y'all businesses and y'all shops. And then the crazy part and she's a conservative, the crazy part about this is you had a lot of people that weren't even supposed to be here, but they identified and they believed in and they agreed with the Republican Party, all to their own demise. You had people that started businesses, Trump 2020, 2024, and all this other type of stuff, whatnot, or whatever, wearing all of the camos, fatigues, clothing, whatever you want to call it, and they ended up getting deported by the same person that they agreed. Even if they couldn't vote, they agreed with the Republican Party so much that they were just doing any and everything to abide by those rules to an extent. And again, all to their own demise. And then the icing on the cake is to have somebody like her that's able to vote, that could literally get everything done. That's, like I said, it's crazy work. People will vote for their own demise at the end of the day. But she don't want to talk about that. But she got the nerve to talk about leave Latinos alone and all this other type of stuff. Why don't you leave your own people alone? How about that one? How about the fact that you don't want to be honest about the colorism and the texturism that goes on in your own community when it deals with the whiter Hispanics versus the darker Hispanics? How about the fact that when you have the Mexicans directly out here, the lighter Mexicans don't want to highlight the darker Mexicans? And it's pretty much like that all over the place when it deals with Dominicans, Latins, and all of those things. But she don't want to talk about that though. She wanted to make sure to make some videos and some content specifically talking about Black Americans. And this is why I sit up there and tell people that Black Americans, we obviously got the Midas touch. Because even when we're minding our own business, somebody else got to be minding us. Somebody else got to be over in our section for clearly no reason. You could be anywhere else in the world talking about all the many different cultures and peoples directly out there, being as positive as you want to be, but you opt not to do that. You want to decide to focus in on Black Americans because you know that's a type of draw. You know it's going to garner and gain some type of attention for you because you can't necessarily do it for yourself. So you got to leverage somebody else in order to gain a type of celebrity, fame, and monetization. Like I said, that's wild to me, dog. And y'all wonder why it is that Black Americans ain't really out here messing with people like that no more. Because of this type of disrespect out here. This was uncalled for. This was not even needed. She could have talked about anything else, but she ain't do it. And the funny part is, this is how much of a grifter she is. And I spotted this. She wanted to on the whole thing dealing with Charlie Kirk, right? She wanted to basically be like, hey, well, I just want people to know these are more reasons why if you hate me already, you're going to really hate me. And because I love the police, I love the government, God and Christian and this, that, and the third. And I'm a conservative Republican and you're not going to silence us. Dog, shut up. Shut up. Because before this, you weren't talking about none of that. Like I said before, the grift out here that people want to sit up there and do is crazy. Any which way to try to get some type of light or some type of energy your way by leveraging somebody or something that specifically happened that has zero to do with you. So on one end, she want to try to leverage what took place with Charlie Kirk. On the other end, she want to try to leverage talking about Black Americans. Because again, she don't have nothing. She don't really have content about herself. It's nothing really there. Nobody really cares. This is why she only has so few videos directly up there. And only about 30, 32, 35K views with barely any type of followers. Like I said, that's crazy. That should let you know, pack it up. Just pack it up, wrap it up, and just find something else to do. Because this ain't it. But like I said, some people don't know how to just be by themselves, just be directly in that energy. Some people are just so anxious and not know what to do that they have to go out there and poke and prod and specifically cause problems and do something. And again, she's a conservative. And this is what a lot of them like to do. They want to try to throw a multitude of rocks and then hide their hands in their slingshots and rocket launchers and act like they didn't do nothing. Dog, you started this. You 1000% started this. Like I said, I don't see nothing up here where Black Americans were just like, yo, we're going to start just knocking on, her social media door and just start throwing everything at her. Nah, we don't really have nothing to say up until you decide to say something. That's when it starts to become a problem. But again, people always make it seem as though that they're the victim, right? Crazy work. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.